Na 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 na. Na 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 na. This is what we do in our spare time. What time we make money. What do? We make money. Greetings, Dumelang Ashe and Namaste. How are you? I hope everybody is okay. Welcome back to the Aviator Pro channel. I'm so happy to be with you. And I've got a very nice story, as you could see from my title, from 20 Rand to 4,000. Look at that. I had 10 cents. Can you believe that? 10 cents right there. And then I decided, well, I'm going to load my 20. Right, so I put 20. You can see the balance. Now it's 20 Rand and 10 cents. Okay, so the main point, or the main idea that I was thinking of at this point is, let me just try and see if I can do something. I just wanted to see how it's going to behave. I haven't played in a long time. I don't know how the trends are going, but let me just check. Let me just see. I told myself, I want to see something. So there I go. I put a 4 Rand on top, and then I put a 6 Rand at the bottom. And I'm like, whatever happens, I'm just going to do this. So I'm going to do this. Maybe I can play twice, but who knows? I'm relaxed. It's only 10 Rand after all. Maybe to give you context to some of you who don't know, 20 Rand can only buy a loaf of bread, just a single loaf. So I take 5x on the first one, which is about 30. So now I've got 40 Rand. How nice is that? So I decide I already have 40 Rand, so I've already made double my money. I pick the next one at 39. Oh, goodness me. Now I'm on 93. I'm like, what's going on here? I should have just started. Okay, so started off maybe going all the way maybe to say 50x or something. I know it's a very, very difficult thing to do, a 61x. These are times that I relish having maybe put enough money there, and then I can play big. If I play big, I know I would have gotten somewhere. But anyway, this is for you. I've always dreamt about doing a video such as this one. But you know what? When the time is right, it's right. So I changed the stake. I put 14 Rand on top, and I put 6 Rand at the bottom. This was the perfect time. Perfect time, perfect time. So there I go. I picked my 5x, 71. I'm like, what's going on here? Is this true? Is this real? You know, I missed the second one because I was targeting 10x. If I got 10x, I would have gotten into 200. And I would have been telling myself, is this not 10 times my money? I've often said, like, guys, look, there is no business that pays bigger than Aviator. Who can multiply their monies maybe 200 times in 45 minutes? That's impossible. Go wherever you want to go and come back and give me some feedback. It can only be Aviator. And if you walk with Aviator Pro, I'm pretty sure you will get something. Definitely. We share these ideas. So there I am. I kept on changing the stack. I put 20 on the top and 10 at the bottom. This is the trick that I've always used. So when I'm building, so there's so many people that have asked me, so when you're building, what do you do? What do you mean when you're building a balance? I'm saying, okay, fine. I started off with 20, right? I was so lucky. I got a pink and I get a purple. That's fine. And I'm just telling myself, okay, fine. I'm just focusing on trying to build the balance. I'm not going for big ones because initially when it gave that 60x, I could have maybe gone for 50x. But the main objective is survival, right? Try and survive. There I am, so lucky. I pick it at 10x and it disappears at 11x. How lucky was that? Now I'm on 200 Rand. Can you believe it? Right? So with that 200, that means I've multiplied my money 10 times in less than 2 minutes. Right? So if I was playing used with the 200, I could have been somewhere. So let's not talk about that. That's one of the reasons why I remember there's so many people who were requesting me and saying, look, Aviator Pro, can you please do a video maybe from 50 Rand or try one from 100 Rand and then try and show us how you can get it to 500. But anyway, I've got a bigger video for you. There you go. I keep on picking them up. So now I picked the one at 60x because I didn't expect that it was going to be a pink. But I'm looking at the balance because I'm not really worried about what's going on the screen right now. When it gives me a 15x, I'm not worried about that. Whatever I pick is what's in my pocket. And I'm telling myself, I'm already in 300 Rand. I started off at 20. I always remind myself that always remind myself it's a very, very nice and interesting thing. Just as usual, it will always give you some blues and some pinks at some time. And at this point, I'm actually looking at the pattern, right? So the pattern is such that there's a pink, there's a blue, there's a pink. Now it's given two blues. I'm beginning to think of, maybe to suspect that another pink might come through, right? If it's not a pink, maybe it might be a purple, because remember, this game is all about anticipation. So you always have to try and anticipate, just think about, okay, so what can come next, right? That's why I've always encouraged people to say when they are playing, they don't need to have any disturbances or any interferences, because it helps you to listen, right? When you're quiet and you're focused, you'll be thinking in your head, so this time around, what is it that I'm going to do? I see many people playing in church. I see them playing in taxis. I see them playing in public. I see so many people playing everywhere. I'm like, okay, the strategies differ. Maybe they know how to do it. And it's a very weird thing. It's a very weird thing. I don't know how I can even talk about it, because when I take it too seriously. And that's me. Everything that I do, I take it too seriously. So there I am. I pick up a 3X because I was expecting maybe it could be another purple, because at this point I was expecting a purple. I could have taken a 5X from the beginning. But there I go. I pick up a 3X and I pick up a 5X. And then I'm just checking the behavior of the other players. It gives a pink. Obviously, inside my heart, I'm regretting, because I'm thinking if I just let it run, or maybe all the way to 20, maybe I would have picked up something. But it's okay. Remember one thing, never ever be greedy, right? I remember one brother of mine who wrote on the comments there, he said, do not be greedy. And to be honest, it really works. But there's one thing that I always want to tell everybody who's playing Aviator, that you can never be perfect, right? At times you think it's going to give you a pink, maybe, and then you decide to hold, and then it flies away at 9. And then you start regretting, thinking, why didn't I pick up a 5X or a 3X or a 4X? You never know. It's all about anticipation. It's all about maybe just trying to think, okay, where could it go? Like right now, it went to 10X and I didn't pick up the 200. But why? Because I was anticipating that it's going to give me something big. And then so the 200 is gone. So potentially I would have been maybe around 500, right? But anyway, let's not maybe start thinking about what we've lost. That is where many of the Aviator players get it wrong. You get it wrong because you're always thinking, maybe because I've lost something, maybe this was my last chance. No, look at your balance, look at your stake. Now I've changed my stake. My stake is, the top stake is 20, the bottom stake is 20 Rand. So now remember, we started off from 20, right? 5X, I collect my 99, right? And then we'll wait for the next one. I'm waiting for a pink from this one. I'm already on 400. There I am. I pick it up and I'm so lucky with that one, right? I just pick it up and it flies away. Guess what? I'm at 600. This is unbelievable. You know what? Even if I was going to walk away from the game at this point, I'm telling you, to be honest with you, this would have been very satisfactory, because there's no way where you can get this type of money to 600. That means I've actually multiplied my money 30 times in less than 5 minutes. How is that possible? Is that real? Yes, it can only be real when you're playing Aviator. By the way, I was playing on Betway. I don't like really advertising these big brands, but at this point I was like, I don't like this channel really, but I mean this service provider really, but let me just try them. And I see things are happening, and at this time I'm just thinking, why did I not put a 50? I should have put a 50 there. I would have been somewhere right now. I would have been somewhere. But it's okay. I took a 200 there, and that's nice. That's nice. Very beautiful. Look at the balance. What's our balance now? 720. Is this real? I know some will say demo. What? I don't care. There's no demo like this. For those that play, they know the interface. They know everything that's happening. Do you see what has happened now? Because of that instinct, I tried to put a 50 on top and a 20 at the bottom. The challenge is always when you start playing bigger stakes, when you started off small. Look at that history. Woo! Nice. When you start off increasing the stake, It means if it gives you blues, then you're going to quickly get depleted. And at this point, I've played the 50s, I think twice now, which means I've lost 100. Then I decided, no, man, I'm going to go 100. So I put 100 on top and a 20 at the bottom. Remember, I was around 700. There's nothing wrong really with taking risks, because I'm expecting maybe I can get a 3x or a 4x, and then it chows me again, right? This is exactly what happens in most cases. At times, you don't get it perfect. So I decide to drop it, right? I was around 700 and something. I put 250s in a row, 250s on top, and then I put 100, and then I lost all that. Now I dropped the figure. And guess what's going to happen now? Look at this. It gets to 3x, because initially when I increased the figure to 100, the top stake to 100, my intention was just to make sure that when it gets to 3x, I pick it up and then I get back to about 700, then I can continue. So that's why I didn't manage to pick up anything. But anyway, I'm back to 2020, right? 20 stake on top and at the bottom. And at this point, I take my 3x. I'm telling myself, be patient. There's no hurry in this world. Even if you hurry, you're not going to go anywhere. I always encourage my friends that are playing. I always tell them that slow is the fastest way to get there. Do not be in a hurry, right? Like for instance, if I didn't change my stake right now, I'm sure I would have been around almost 1,000. But because I changed my stake and then I didn't really get to benefit from it, I end up being back to 500 or 400 and something. It's all about instinct. It's all about trying things. If you don't try things, don't expect anything. Do not expect anything good for you in life, because good things come to those that can wait. Good things come to those that are patient. I checked there, I see we've got 5,000 players, right? I'm still hanging in there with the 20s and I'm asking myself, is this real? So at this point, because I'm still building my balance, I'm still picking up a 3x and a 5x. Right, at this point, I mean, to be honest, if I had deposited like quite a substantial amount, I'll be honest with you, I would have been somewhere right now, right? That's another pink. It gives a 14x. Wow. This thing has been paying. I mean, to be honest, if I'd been playing my normal way, playing with the 200s and stuff, I'm pretty sure I should have been around 20k, 30k right now as I speak. That's exactly that would have happened, because I would have taken it more seriously and I've been wrecking so much money from it. But anyway, we can talk about 200 now when we're talking about when we started off at 20 rand. I just want to try and see how it goes, right? So there I am. I decide to put 100. Yes, and this is what it's just instinct. I'm thinking 3x, just 3x. I pick it up, 3x, there we go. So I'm on 777 now, and the only thing that I'm waiting for now is if I can pick something up. I pick a 5.66x, it gives me 113. Now I'm on 890. Wow. Is that real? Aviator Pro, is this not a what do you call it, a demo game? This is very, very interesting. Very interesting. So I go 50-20 now, right? I drop it again. I go 20-20 because I'm thinking, okay, fine, I might lose it, right? And this is around past, and I'm thinking, okay, why not keep trying? Let's go. Let's stay in there, because if we stay in there, that's the only way that we'll know what is going to happen. And I'm telling myself, the moment it starts giving me blues, that's the time I'm going to run away. And each time I'm playing, I always check my balance, and I'm always telling myself, oh, I've gone up. Now I'm on 800, right? And now I'm thinking, if I pick that 200 up, I'm going to be around the 1,000. I'm on 1,000. 1059.48. Unbelievable. Can you believe I've made a profit of 1,000 rand just from 20? Money that can only buy tomatoes. I'm a tamatisi. What else can you do? It's all this. This is very interesting. It's a very, very interesting game. 1,000. Can you believe it? Right. So there's been a couple of pinks, right, that I also feel maybe I could have done better. But to be honest with you, who regrets? Look at this. Did you see those pinks? So many pinks everywhere, lying everywhere. And I mean, to be honest, whoever was there was playing. Okay, fine. Then I decided to go out of the game. And then, as usual, like I always tell you, that you play in sessions. So I went out of the game. So this is my second session, starting off from where I left, right? You saw, I'm sure for those that use that service provider, you've just seen the interface, that it's not a demo. I went out of the game and I came back. Now I came back and I'm telling myself, now I'm going to start 100 on top, 50 at the bottom. What happens? 1.07x, it goes. And I'm asking myself, oh, I was just trying, but it's okay. I need to conserve my balance. So I drop it to 50 on top and 20. I'm telling myself, do not be overexcited, right? If you remember well, my first spin, the first round, I got a pink, right? And because I got a pink, it gave me a lift. So I was expecting when I came back the second time, maybe I might be lucky again. Could be my lucky day, who knows? But anyway, I had already dropped my money from 100 to 50, then I dropped it 50-20, right? So 3x, I pick it up, right? My mind is back to the focus that I need to be speaking, I need to be picking up something. Right, very lucky, I pick up a 6x and it goes at 6.7x. Wow. So I'm back 892. I'm back. So I'm still there. I'm hanging in there and I'm asking myself, how long now should I stay? Because I've been away and I'm not 100% sure. Maybe this was after about 20 minutes or so. And then after that first part that I played, and I'm telling myself, okay, I need to play now, but I'm not too sure how it's going to behave. I don't know whether it's going to give me a pink or not. But when I checked the history, I saw there was just a few pinks, but it never really gave a big pink. So I just started suspecting maybe a big pink might come. So that's one thing that I always encourage everybody to say, look, guys, if you do not anticipate, then how do you expect to pick something up? That's why I'm always encouraging everyone to say, when you're playing, make sure that you are in a very, very private place where you can make decisions, because this whole game involves a lot of making decisions. I mean, quick decision making. So if you make decisions very, very quick, you will, I mean, you stand to benefit from this. So there I am, 10x, I pick it up again. Look at my balance, 1.1. I'm so happy, you know. I was just thinking to myself that, look, if I had put 100 at this point and taken 100 on top, maybe I would have taken maybe 500. The bottom one, I would have left it. And I'm seeing right now, I see, it's actually going, it's a pink. And it looks like it's a decent pink. And I'm looking at the bottom there, I see, well, this thing is actually going over 100x. And it's 100x. And I'm like, why? But why? Right, at this point, I actually anticipated that 100x would come, right? I'm just anticipating, right? So in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, maybe this time it's going to be one. It's going to be the one. But at times you just disbelieve yourself. I did it and it was so wrong, right? But I always remind myself, this game is unpredictable. In most cases, it does things that you never really think are real. So I put 100 on top and 50 at the bottom. So the first one, I take 400. And then the second one, I'm holding it because all I need is just a pink. And I get my pink, 500. I'm like, wow. And then it disappears. And guess what my balance is? 1,900. Okay, to be honest with you, you know where I started from. I started off from 20. Now I'm at 1.8, 1.9. You can't believe that. So I decided, okay, let me not be overexcited, overjoyed too much. Let me keep my head sane. Let me just not take risks that are uncalculated. Let me calculate my risk and see what goes on. So I put 50 on top and 20 at the bottom. I guess you see how I've been playing around with the figures themselves. I've been playing with different stakes. From the beginning, I started off with 6 and 4, then I moved to 10 and 10, and then I moved to 20 and 10, then I went 50-20, and I did 20-20, then I did 150, I did another 150. There is a point also that I'll do 200 and 200 top, 50 at the bottom, because I'm just thinking maybe I might get it. But at this point in time, I'm just focusing on building my balance. I cannot believe it. I cannot believe it at all to say, is this me? Is this me getting this? Oh, I miss it. 4.5x. Oh, that's a painful one. And when you miss something like that, you start calculating, I should have taken it 3x or 4x exactly, you know? If I took it at 4x exactly, I would have taken it 200. And the 200 would be 10 times what my initial investment. You understand? So there I am. I keep on doing the same thing. So I've got a 50 on top, 20 at the bottom, right? Simply because the first one went at 4.5x. I tried again, and then stage time out. I missed it. Oh, painful, you know? If I took 2 3x's or 2 4x's there, I would have taken another 400. Maybe I'll be sitting on 1.8. But remember one thing, I always tell everybody, you cannot be perfect. Never can you be perfect. You can't be perfect. No one is perfect. So all you need to do is just to make sure that you keep a sane head and then try and anticipate. Right now, I go 100 on top and 20 at the bottom, right? Which is a bit different. On the other during the other times, I was doing 100 on top, 50 at the bottom. But at this point, this is how I'm feeling, right? And I'm just saying, let me calculate my risk and see how it goes. Now, as you can see, I was expecting a good purple. It didn't come. Right now, at this point, I put 100 on top and a 50 at the bottom. I'm just thinking, maybe, just maybe, I can get something. Maybe I can just get something. But unfortunately, it's not working like that. So I keep on trying, right? Remember, I almost got to 2K. I was on 1.9. And now, because I'm doing 100 on top and 50 at the bottom, it chows me very quick, right? But it's all about taking risks at times. Because if you take risks, at times it really pays out, right? So there I am. I was expecting a 4x. I miss it again, right? How many times have I missed it? I missed it 200 there. I've missed another 200. Now I've missed another 300. So 2 plus 2 is 4. 4 plus 3 is 7. A potential 7. Now I'm back below 1,000. And I'm asking myself, when will you learn? Because if you kept on giving playing that smaller stake, maybe you would have been somewhere. But there I am. I escaped. 3x. I just figured. That's the whole idea actually of increasing the stake. Look at how I kept on twitching and changing the stakes. Now I go 50-50, right? Because I'm checking. I just want to know exactly how this thing can grow. I'm just watching how, the patterns and everything. And at this point, because I went 50-50, I was expecting maybe to get the first one at 4x and then the second one maybe above, maybe a pink. But it's not coming. But in my mind, I'm thinking, I've been checking this whole game and I haven't really seen much. I've seen a big pink, yes. It was a 220 yes. But I wasn't anticipating it at that point. I really did anticipate a pink, but not that big. Right, so now I'm reminded of those skills again to say, oh, you should keep on anticipating. So I put 200 on top and then a 50 at the bottom. And I miss it. Oh, painful. I tell myself, remember one thing, Aviator Pro. You need to be patient. If you're not patient, you'll not go anywhere. So look at my balance now. From 1.9, I'm back to 698. Right, but look at it this way. I've been trying. It's all about trying. I tried to put 200x waiting for 3x to make 600. It never happened. Now I drop it to 50 top, 20 bottom. What has happened? Now it gets to 5x. I'm telling myself, no, man. Okay, I wanted to try and get 5x there. I get 300. That's perfect. And then on the second one, it flies away. But if this happened when I was putting 200 on top and 50 at the bottom, I would have easily picked up a nice 400 and a nice 600. That would be 1K a go. But anyway, let's not talk of what is in the past, because this is how you learn and this is how you build a balance, right? So when you build a balance and you get to a point where you feel comfortable, you can maybe stay with your own stake and stuff like that. You can never be perfect. 4.05x disappeared. It's okay. You can't pick up everything. At times you'll anticipate a big pink and it will never happen, right? I even remember this one time I was holding. I had 200 on top, 200 on bottom. I got to 70x. I was holding on both and they flew away, both of them. Why? It's because I was anticipating a pink and the pink never really came, unfortunately. Unfortunately, both of them flew away and it was really painful. So as usual, I keep on checking my stake. I keep on checking the behavior of other players. I keep on checking the history, and I'm really focused. I keep my eye on the balance. I'm telling myself, you started off at 20, remember? Now you are at 595, right? But this is a very painful story because I almost got to 2K. If I was patient at that point, I could have probably, maybe, reserved my money and kept on doing 2020, which is one thing that I would love to advise everyone, because that's the reason why we normally win money and then at the end of the day we lose it. The Aviator will not continue to pay all the time. That is one thing that you really need to know. The Aviator will not pay all the time. It has a point where it gives, then it will get to a point where it collects. And to be honest with you, it actually gives maybe say 20% of the time. 80% of the time, it collects money. Remember, the only thing that it does is it just redistributes money that you're putting into the system, right? To be honest with you, there are times, if you've realized that there are times where it goes, maybe say it gives a pink. If everybody gets 10 times, maybe 10x, where do you think that money is coming from? It's obviously coming from all those monies that you've been chowed before. So in the end, you realize that if you're not very careful, you'll end up losing. So now I'm seeing there's been a couple of blues. And look at this now. What's happening? I'm on 200 now. I'm thinking to myself, but I was at 1.9. Did I really come at the wrong time? Because now it's been blue after blue, after blue after blue. Now it's a small purple, 2.05x. I'm asking myself, so what should I do? But I'm saying from experience, really. This thing, I've worked with this thing, and it really behaves like that at times. And if it has done that, there's a possibility that it will do the exact same thing. Normally, when it starts giving you blues like that, at a time where you don't expect it, it can give you a big pink. That's why you see I keep on checking the history. The reason why I keep on checking the history is I want to know what has happened and try and anticipate exactly what can come again. Now, I'm anticipating a pink at this point, and I'm anticipating a big pink. So because I'm expecting a big pink, I'm just gonna hold, right? All the way, because I'm thinking, well, even if I take it up now, I'm going to spend all my time just lingering around and stuff like that. So the first one, 15x, I get it. I'm happy. I'm telling myself, oh, okay. Now I've got 400 and something. Oh, now I get a 30x. I get 642. I'm like, oh, I'm back to 1,000 just like that. Woo! Yes, there it goes. I didn't anticipate properly. It's so painful. I mean, to be honest with you, I actually anticipated it, but I really doubted myself at this point. So whilst it's running like that, there's things that are running in my mind. I'm thinking, but I actually had the proper anticipation, but only that I just didn't have the guts to hold, because I'm thinking, because I'd lost already, because my balance went down. But I'm still thinking there's a possibility that it can do that, right? There are times that it gives you 2 pinks in a row. And at this point, I'm thinking, this might be a pink. Anyway, I'm already on 1,000. I'm going to go for it. This is the moment I love the most. This is the moment I love the most. I decide, if it's a pink, if it goes, it doesn't matter. But I'll try. Why not do it? If it's there for the taking, then take it. And I'm telling myself, look, if I don't get it, then what? That's the biggest question. I take the first one at 10x. And I'm saying to myself, okay, I'd gone down all the way to 200. Now I'm back to 1.2. Whatever happens, I can leave it. It doesn't matter. At this point, I'm telling myself, no, you're not a pro for nothing. You are a pro for being pro. There we go, 60x. I'm there, I'm holding on. I'm saying to myself, I only need 100x. That's okay. 100x, 2k, straight away. Right, so the lesson here that you see is you at one point in time need to be brave. And at this point, I really did anticipate it, and it worked very well. Where am I now? Look at my balance. If I took a 3x there, where would I be? It's all about anticipation. But look at this. This is the most painful thing. I was just hoping, oh, why did I not wait to 1000x? I would have taken a 20k from a 20 rand. Who would believe that? Everybody would say, no demo. Now it keeps going, and I'm thinking to myself, I only, out of all this big figure, I only took 100x. Only 7,300x. Huh? I put 50-20 on top because I'm thinking, no, let me be sane, right? Let me keep sane. Let me keep calm. Let's see what's happening here, because if I go too quick, I might end up losing my balance. So I have to still be very careful. I still have to keep myself level-headed, thinking properly, and not get overexcited, because what I see with my eyes is unbelievable. I was trying to calculate to say, if someone can take 20 rand and make it 4,000, how can they not take 200 and make it 40,000? Okay, recently I've got a friend of mine who was playing, and they put in 200, a voucher for 200, and they made 10k. And they've got evidence for that. And that happens in a very single night, just like a joke, you know? So there I am. I'm still keeping sane. I'm telling myself, okay, let's stay normal. That's why I pick up a 6x. Otherwise, if I was anticipating it was a pink, I would have gone 10x. You understand? But then, anyway, it's okay. Do not be greedy. Like I was greedy there. I ended up losing 14.9x. No, man. I should have picked up that 300. Definitely. Not even I should have picked up a 300. So I go 100 on top. I go 50 at the bottom. Why? Because I can try. If it gave a pink, maybe it can give me a decent purple. Maybe I can pick up something, you know? Then I can start growing my balance again. As if I increase the stake, like right now, I've increased it from whatever. Now I've got 377. That's good. And I've got a 50x, 50 rand at the bottom. So what can I do? All I can do, I just wait for 10x. 10x doesn't arrive. I start asking myself, if I took that 400, maybe I would have been on 3.8. I could be somewhere. And in fact, to be honest with you, when I got to 4.5, the real figure that I should be having was about 7k. But I kept on missing here and there. But that's one thing that I always emphasize. You can never be perfect. Never at all. You can never be perfect. But all you can do is just to try. So I go 150 on top and 50 at the bottom. It's all about trying, right? The risk or the dangers with this is every time you take a risk, like right now, you put so much and you lost. You lost it very quickly. Like now I've just put 200 on my stake. Something that I had to wait for 10x. Now it's just been taken by a 0.0. It doesn't really make sense. That's why I ended up dropping it back again to 2020. Right? So I do my 2020 and then I can say, no, I can keep on trying. Let me keep trying. Who knows? I'm telling myself, if I find there's too many blues, then I'm going to go away. The real truth is, after that 8.44x, I was supposed to leave the game. That was the exact time to leave the game. But I'm actually telling myself, remember, you started off from 20 rand. This is where you are. You can take risks at times. You can do whatever you like. But just make sure that you keep some profit on the side, right? So this is a very, very, very interesting session. As you can see, I've been going up and down. But the sanity that I've got, I keep calm. I keep on reminding myself, do not be overexcited, right? So this 3x is the 3x that I was waiting for, that I was hoping for when I put a 200 on top and a 50 at the bottom. I was just hoping and praying that I get a 3x at the top so I can pick up a 200. A 600. That's all I wanted. But it looked like I was just going opposite all the time. I put 100, it chows me. When I drop it, then it pays. I'm thinking, can this thing actually see me? Because there's a point where one of my friends said, I think this thing sees me. Every time I'm watching and I'm not playing, it's really paying. The moment I just put my little money, it starts chowing me. I'm like, no. For me personally, I don't like opening and start checking. I don't. All I know is just when I get in, I just get in and I start doing it. You see, I took a chance. I put 100 there on top and I picked the 3x. That's good. If I knew that it was going to give something like this, I mean, if I knew it was going to give a pink, I would have waited, maybe taken 1,000, right? But you don't know, because it actually paid a few moments ago, and I'm just thinking, maybe, you know. So there I am. I pick another 20x and it's 400. I'm on 3.4. I'm happy. I'm happy really, because look, it's been a while. It's been a while after I've played, and this is just warming up and trying to see if we can get in the game and try and build something. And now, what does it give us? It gives us 100x again, and then it gives us 100x. I'm thinking, look at how many 100x there's been. There's been 500x, there's been 7,000x, and right now, if I anticipated it, or maybe if my luck was aligned with it, maybe this is the time that I was putting 200. If I was putting 200, maybe I would have benefited, you know. But this is a very, very interesting game. I'll be honest with you. It's a very interesting game, and I love it. I love it. This is one of the games that we'll never stop playing, right? All we need to do here is just to make sure that we keep our focus, we learn our lessons, and not forget. Because that challenge of forgetting is where we've got a big challenge. Hence, I gave you a tip in the past to say, once you are doing something like this, just make sure you take a notebook, write some notes, because there's a tendency that you will indeed forget. You will indeed forget somehow, because you are human. After all, we are all human. So obviously, because we're human, we end up forgetting certain things. That's why we put our strategy down. Remember, we starting balance, maybe we've got a 20 rand, and then we've got our target, maybe if we get to about 400 or so, depending on how you feel. Because remember, this game is about making a series of decisions very quickly. Like quick, right? Like now, I just changed it. I put 100 on top and 50 at the bottom. I picked up 4x at the first one, and then at the second one, I'm there. I try to pick it up at 10x. Unfortunately, it goes an 8.55. It's so painful. That's another 400 lost. But remember, you cannot be perfect. No one is perfect, so you can't pick up everything. At times, you'll anticipate it wrongly. In fact, in most cases, we anticipate it wrongly. But one thing that I would always say, if you really want to to play Aviator, you need to have a big heart, a strong heart, a heart made of stone. Anyway, if it's too soft, it's gonna crack. It has to be a heart that's a bit hard, so you can take in all these holdings and stuff like that. So there I am. I go 50-50, and I'm just telling myself, okay, fine, this is time maybe where I can get a 6x, which is 300. Yes, that's fine. I was hoping I get a 6x and a 10x. You see, I didn't stick to 5x, 15x. I didn't stick to one strategy. I was changing, right? Depending on how I feel and what I think and everything. So I'm just telling myself, well, for now, I can maybe play 3 more times with a 50 on top, 50 on the bottom. Depending on what the outcome is, then I'll see how it goes. I missed that one because I'm expecting maybe a 5, 6x, 2.99, it goes, you know. So you can never be perfect. 0-0, it doesn't matter. And I've always said to people get so annoyed when they see a 0-0. I always say to them, look, a 0-0 is exactly the same with an 8x that is not been picked up. It's the same thing, you've just lost. And even if it was a potential 400, what you've lost is the opportunity, not the real money. The real money that you'd have lost is that 50-50 that I'm putting there, because that's real money. As long as it's still orange there, it's not real money. It can only be real money when you've picked it up and it's now on your side. At this point, it's on the other side. You see? It reminds me of one story that one guy said when I visited him, and then he said, can we, and I said, no, can you pray for the food? He said, no, I don't pray for the food now, because I only pray, because if I pray for the food and I say, bless this food before we eat this food, and then a visitor comes in, maybe they might actually take my food and then end up eating it. And then I would have thanked God for nothing. And then I would have prayed for nothing. So I asked them, so what are you going to do now that you need to pray for your food before you eat? Then he says, first of all, I eat the food. When it gets into my tummy, now it's my food. Now I can say, I've eaten my food. Now I can pray and say, I thank you for the food. May you bless it whilst it's in my tummy. So as long as the money is still there, as long as it's still showing in orange, forget about you saying that it's your money. It's not. It's just an opportunity for you to get money, right? So remember, I was about 3.4. I'm going down. This is what I always say. Look at the blues. Now there've been like 5 blues in a row. Maybe in this, there's a smaller purple and stuff like that. And I was taking risks. I was going 50-20. I mean 50-50, 50-50, 150. I was doing that. And now remember, I was picking up good monies when I was playing 50 and 20. Now I get chowed very quickly because I increased the stake. Now I'm doing 50-50. Right? And I was just hoping and expecting that maybe a pink would come. If a pink comes, then I'll be happy. Then I can pick up something. Right? So at this point, because it's been giving blues, I'm actually anticipating a pink. And because I'm anticipating a pink, almost 10x, I get my 470. I'm happy. Back to 2.6. That's okay. I'm asking myself, okay, you need 1,000. If you get 1,000, that'll be okay. Right? Because I'm expecting a bigger pink at this point. Right? So I decide to keep on holding. Right? Another 2K. Bam. And as soon as I pick it up, it flies away. 4,600. Look at where I am now. Look at my balance. I'm so happy. I'm excited. Guys, it's been a journey. It's been a journey, and I'm super, super excited to get here. I'll take this balance to another level and see how it goes. But thank you very much for being with us. I'll see you again in the next one. Cheers.